Good morning. It's the first day of school. All of the children are here and accounted for. I've got them on the trampoline getting their wiggles out. We're gonna get started. Thought I would check in and say hello. I've got the baby mostly occupied in the living room playing with toys. Right here. Right? Yeah. We're gonna get started. Morning baskets are all ready to go. Hopefully this goes smoothly. Cheers, I'll see you in a little bit. It is hours later. I had such a busy afternoon. We had to run out, I was editing, making dinner. So I made something, I haven't made chili in years. Since we were vegetarian, I haven't made chili, so like 5 years. But I made a beanless chili, and I used that huge zucchini I had and mushrooms in place of beans, and it was really yummy. Topped it with cheese and sour cream and guac, and had like taco chips to dip into it. It was really, really good. I only used half the zucchini too. The other half is still in my fridge. Enormous. Just making my cleaners. Every once in a while I line up all my spray bottles, because I reuse them, and make a whole bunch of cleaners. I have quartz countertops, so you can't use vinegar on them because it will stain them and it's just not good for them. So like the acid level can like slough off the top of your quartz counters. So I use alcohol, like rubbing alcohol, and a little bit of Dawn dish soap, because again, it's like I've used all the natural soaps. I keep going back to Dawn. It's like one of the ones. So I'm like, okay, this is going to be one of my things. So rubbing alcohol, Dawn dish soap, and a few drops of an essential oil of your choice. These ones are lavender and eucalyptus. So, and then I just like fill them all up, and then I go deliver them. Each bathroom has a spray bottle. And then, well, so there's 2 bathrooms upstairs, and then one of these is Mackenzie's guinea pigs. So, works really well, and it's cheap. Anyway, I'm letting that chili cool, and then, getting dark, hold on. And then I will freeze it. That's why I made such a huge pot. So I'll freeze it, then I can pull it out. Can eat it on rice or whatever. I'm trying to like buff up the freezer for winter. Cody's just started showering the baby. I'm gonna go in here and take over probably, and I'll catch up with you after and talk about the first day of school when everybody's in bed and the evening is chilled out. Hey everyone, it is, I don't have my boom on, sorry. Hopefully the audio is okay. Bring it a little bit closer. Baby's sleeping. It's like 10 o'clock or something. Yeah, 10:01. Look at that. He's sleeping in his crib right now. I've just transferred him there so I could go make a tea. Now that he's crawling, I just am not comfortable going down the stairs with him in the bed or anything when he's sleeping. Just because when he wakes up, it's like instant. He's just up and ready to go. So just in case. Popped him in the crib. Finally able to sit down with you guys, make a tea, have a second. It has been a very busy first 2 days of school. So it's actually been 2 days. This is the following night that I'm catching up with you. Kind of intentionally, kind of not intentionally. I didn't mean to film as little as I did in this vlog, but I knew I had the space to wait until today to finish this, and one thing leads to another, and now it's nighttime. My dryer's going. It's just cozy in the house. kids are in bed, mostly. My oldest is still up, so of course, you know, teenagers, almost teenagers. But finally, it's a quiet moment where like I can get my head together and sit down and catch you guys up and talk to you about how our first days have gone, how our first week has gone so far. So it's a very short school week for us. We really only have like 3.5 days. We school 4 days a week, and there was a holiday Monday this week. So we're really only schooling 3 days this week. So with that, tomorrow's our last day, and it's a little bit of a weird day because our extra kiddo is not going to be with us because he's got plans that we arranged before. So the first 2 days of school were actually pretty like workload packed, as light as I could keep it while still like getting the stuff we needed to do this week done. Because one of the things to committing to taking on another kid, and also just how I had to stack the year because of that, we're doing 36 weeks of school in the year, so that means 16 weeks off, 36 weeks on is how I decided to do it this year, just because we really needed to stick to kind of a stereotypical schedule. Cody's work schedule, we want to be able to utilize his days off. He's going to get stat holidays off sometimes. And so we really want to be present on his days off. And then with having an extra kid homeschooling with us, his parents are obviously going to be off on a normal stereotypical schedule with stat holidays off as well. So that just worked for us this year. But I want to be done schooling so the kids get a full summer. They really enjoy just like totally taking a break in the summer. So we take June, July, and August fully off. So for us, this is a very long-winded way of saying that we needed to like do our work this week, even though it was the first week of school, because we school from September to May, and then that's our school year, and we take stat holidays off, and we take 3 weeks at Christmas. That's it. There's no spring break. There's nothing like that. We're just 4 days a week, you know, 2 to 3 hours a day, lots of fun, lots of like relax, play, art, hands-on activities. So it feels really light and airy, but it's still like kind of getting the bulk of the goals and the work stuff done in those 36 weeks, just from September to May. So because of that, to be able to stay on track, it's something that I really do have to make sure we're following, ticking off the tasks that I want them to tick off, so that we can follow that schedule. And because, you know, 1 week here, if we like are lazy this week and need to catch up a full week's worth, that tacks on an extra week and cuts into our summer. So I'm trying to be really diligent about that. And so I'm really rambly at night, sorry, but these 2 days were just kind of jam-packed because we only had like 2 proper school days together this week. So we really had to get the bulk of the work in, and they did so well. We're trying something a little bit different with Mackenzie this year, my oldest. She's in 7th grade-ish. It's hard. We've never gone to public school, so when people are like, what grade is she in? I think 7th would be the like equivalent to her age, although her age falls at the cutoff, so we could have put her in she could be in 7th or 8th based on her age. But anyway, since that's like junior high, we talked to her about it, and we were like, hey, how do you feel? Maybe because we knew that going into this grade she would be taking on a lot of independence in her own school. Since it's like junior high and it's older grades and there's so much more independence, and there's just that, you know, she's turning into a teenager this year and in like a couple weeks here, there's just a lot more room for like growth opportunities. So we sat down and I talked to her, and I was like, do you want to take on more responsibility? Because we had talked last year, and I said, with having a new baby, like this was before I think I even got pregnant, we were like, when we do add more to our family, you're gonna have to like be more independent in your schoolwork, because at that point we were just enjoying really parent involved, and I was like, I love doing this with you and I want to continue, but like you're gonna have to take on more responsibility for doing your own work and working on your own a little bit more. And then going into this year with just her being older and then taking on another kid to homeschool, we talked about it first before I said yes, and she was like, no, I'm stoked to work independently and do a lot of this on my own. And so one of the pluses of that is I was like, you know what, you're like taking on this responsibility, so here, let me give you an opportunity to create your own schedule, and this is the work that I require you to be done this week. Whenever you want to do it, just please have it done by Friday evening, basically. And so we've given her the opportunity to do, like, I'm completely staying out of it. If she wants to get up on, you know, a Saturday and bang it all out, if she wants to do it in the evenings, whatever. As long as we're doing a trial period where as long as it gets done, I'm not gonna decide or dictate how you do your work. You just do it in a way that feels best for you, because, you know, you are you and you have your own way of doing things. And so she's trying that for the first week, and she's really enjoying it, and it's been really fun for me to kind of watch how she's staggering her days. We follow a family rhythm, and she still wants to kind of be part of that, but she's doing her school in her own time, and then she's like kind of just hanging out with us, with me and the boys, while I school them, which has been actually a huge blessing so far this week, because there has been times where I just needed an extra set of hands with the baby, and she was like, oh, I'm not doing anything right now, I'll help you. And that has been super, super nice. Not something I'm going to like lean on, but it's just been really, really lovely to have. So I'm interested to see how that plays out. And then I also gave her the option, like, if this feels like too much, like, for you to manage, and you feel like you're having a hard time getting everything done, or it feels stressful and you want to just come back into the rhythm, then by all means we'll include you back in the rhythm, and that's all, like, not a big deal. Sorry, I don't want to over apologize, but I also know that, like, not everybody loves to hear the rambly stuff, but I just haven't talked to anybody about how our school has gone so far, and it's so exciting to start a new year. And I know a lot of you guys are homeschoolers, and if you're not homeschoolers, hopefully it's like somewhat interesting to see into the life of homeschoolers. So I'm just going to talk about, you know, about this stuff, and at nighttime I just ramble a lot, and it is what it is, and I just hope you're here for that sometimes, once in a while. But it went really, really well. It is busy. It is so busy teaching 2 4th grade boys and getting them to put the fart jokes aside for a second and, like, do some math. Whoa, but it is fun. I like that they challenge each other sometimes in a good way, like, it's not competitive, but I don't know, it's just that energy is good for them sometimes. They do distract each other once in a while, but it's more like when it's time to do something and, like, actually get a little bit of work done, I give them lots of breaks. I send them out to go jump on the trampoline. I send them to go collect something for me. I send them for, like, a 10-minute play break, just to, like, when they start getting too fidgety, I just, like, go get the wiggles out and then come back and focus, and that really, really helps. But when they're ready to get focused, it's like they want, I don't know if it's like a boy thing where they just naturally kind of, like, want to have that slight competition, but it's not competition. How do I explain this? It's just like that peer, having, like, another kid your age doing the same thing. I approach things very openly, where, like, there's no stupid questions, there's no wrong answers, there's, like, we're learning together. But when they both have to work on a problem, they're both like, oh, I'm going to work on it this way and you're going to work on it this way. Okay, let's see if we can come to the same conclusion. And they, like, go and they get to work and they do it. And they're, like, so passionate about figuring out their answer and then teaming up and seeing if they got the same, or seeing how that kid did it. And that's been really wonderful to watch and really interesting for me. So I'm really excited to see kind of how that expands through the year. But it's been a joy so far, and it's been busy, which is why I haven't picked up the camera much, because from morning until, like, 1 or 2 in the afternoon, I am dedicated to school. I don't answer my phone. I don't go on social media. I literally don't have time to do anything else. I'm just school, present, baby, school, feed. Because the most expensive part of homeschooling is feeding the children. If you know, you know. I'm really proud of how Em has, like, this summer, I find my kids, we take this big summer off, and then my kids come back, like, very grown up every year, and it's been really lovely to see her and, like, her really take charge of what she wants. And she's, like, opening her box of what can I do when I'm older for a job, and not what I want to be. I hate that question. What do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a human. That's what my kids always like. Kind human would be nice. But she's like, oh, I could do so many things for a job. And so I could go and explore so many different types of careers, and I could develop so many different types of skills, and I don't have to decide right now. But I can explore a lot of options. And so it's really cool to watch her like really absorb that and kind of play around with it. But anyway, it's been really good. Next week will be much more relaxed and chill. Classes start back up next week, and there's just a little bit more ebb and flow. It's a full 5-day week with no holidays. So we'll be doing our full 4 days of school. Won't have to cram anything in. There'll be much more rhythm, and I'm excited to see what that looks like. So yeah, I hope that everybody who's homeschooling out there in the world watching this has had a really wonderful start to your year, if you're starting right now, if you're not all year schoolers. I know a lot of you guys school year round, and that's really cool too. But I know I just attract a lot of homeschoolers this time of year, so that's why I like to talk about it a little bit more in the fall, and just remind and encourage everybody that I can that it's okay if it looks different for you, and it's okay if it looks different every year, and don't compare yourself, right? Everybody says don't compare yourself, but especially when you're a homeschooling parent, like, don't compare yourself to the school system. Don't compare yourself to a classroom. Don't compare yourself to somebody who has been teaching and homeschooling for years and years and years. Like, especially if it's your first year. I get so many messages every single mid-August to like into October about people like, I don't know if I'm doing this right. I feel like I'm gonna mess up my kids. We're not doing enough in a day. And I always say like I have a whole homeschool advice video for beginners. If you want to see more homeschool videos, I have an entire playlist that says the homeschool diaries. And there's like my advice for beginner homeschoolers in there. But really just like de-school yourself, learn along with your kids. Remember that you make the rules. There are no rules. The rules are made up and the points don't matter. Really. So just thank you for being here. I really appreciate every one of you who tunes in and watches my videos. I'm so grateful that you're here as I try and like clunk along through these daily-ish vlogs. It is a test for me to be able to upload this frequently. I especially like adapting with having a baby. I only get 2 small naps during the day and my evenings to work on it, but then I also have to just balance everything else going on. So putting up videos has been a challenge, but it's like a happy challenge. It's something that I want to try and do. I find it flexes my creativity. It keeps me open. It keeps me engaged. That portion of my life, and I really like that about this. So thank you for being here, and thank you for watching my videos, and thank you for just existing here with me, because it does really give me something. I don't know quite what it is, but it's like this, it's an outlet for me, and it's really helpful. Maybe it's like the theater kid in me that just loves this interaction. But thank you for being here. We have lots of wonderful cozy vlogs coming up. I've got some planned out, some casual cozy vlogs. We have some fun things happening this weekend that I'm going to take you guys with us along for. It's just going to be great. Just get cozy and come along with me. And of course, if you have any homeschool topics that you want me to sit down and talk to you guys about, always just leave them below. I'm happy to add them to my list and incorporate them through the fall. Well, and even like after, sprinkled throughout. It doesn't just have to be for fall, because we homeschool all year long, right? So, but if you're a homeschooler and you want to share with me how your first few days were, how your first week is gone, how it's going, then please do. I would love to know. And you know what? Sometimes the first days are like really hard, especially if you take a big summer break and you go back into the first week of homeschool. Everybody's trying to fall back into a new routine. It's like hard, it's complicated. It can be like honestly a shit show, and it's okay if yours was. Like, it's all part of the normal course. So please don't feel like you were any sort of failure or anything if your first week wasn't magical and perfect. We definitely had some non-magical perfect moments this week, And I think I joked with a friend today that I texted her and I was like, I think teaching 9-year-old boys math or 4th grade boys math has got to be a form of torture somewhere, or like a great test of like monk-worthy patience or something, because I was like, oh. But it's good. It's good. It's just, it's a lot. It's an adventure, right? So go ahead and share with me. Let me know how you guys are doing. Even if you're just like looking into homeschooling, you want to chat down below. I always love to talk to you guys. So thank you for making comments and clicking that thumbs up video so the YouTube algorithm gods favor me a little bit. But thank you for being here with me. I hope you guys are having a beautiful week. I hope you guys are enjoying the cozy vlogs, and I'm so excited to share with you throughout the Burr months. For the next 4 months, it's just you and I. I would love if I could just like keep this going all year, but somewhere between like January and March, I feel like I just fall off. I want to fix that. We shall see. Anyway, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in my next one. Bye.